Hi, you're listening to Listen to Local with Adam Velo, and today my guest is Chandler Jay, who's a Brisbane-based singer, songwriter, and pianist, and has a really large resume through his 11 years of experience performing at venues and events. And obviously excited to hear what he has to share with us today. So welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Adam. Thanks for having me on.
No worries. As I say, you've been in the industry since the age of 12. What's been something that initially drew you to this type of creative process?
I've been drawn to music since I was 4 years old.
Mm.
Um, I have very vague recollections when I was about four of playing like a toy keyboard.
Yeah.
Um, my mother tells a better story of when I was that age that I would listen to something on the radio and then play it by ear.
Yeah.
I heard
Wow.
it. She was like, "There's something there."
Mm.
So I got into piano lessons, and then she put me in the piano lessons, and was hoping it wouldn't come back to bite her down the line.
Yeah.
But I loved it, and then I ended up saying I wanted to sing.
And I mean, obviously, 11 years down the track, and you're still in this industry, so it clearly paid off
It
for
did,
sure.
yes.
And you obviously, you followed that into the Australian College of the Arts, where you were the youngest student ever to be accepted into the program. How did it feel to be accepted at the time?
Overwhelmed
Mm.
to be in that institution because there were a lot of the lecturers in at Collards is the short name for it.
Yep.
Like people like Jesse Hooper was like the head of music from Killing Heidi, and I had lecturers of the likes of both Tim Wilde and Tim Watson of Taxi Ride,
Yeah.
and so many other like one of my ensemble lecturers is the keyboard player for in the on the Rockwiz show.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, yeah. No, that must have been such an amazing experience for you, and especially, obviously with the people you mentioned you're able to collaborate with in a mentor-mentee capacity. Who's been some people that their words have stuck with you to the person you are now?
If I had to say a few, I think surprisingly, I think some of the wisest words I've had have come from my family.
Oh, yeah.
Um, yeah. My mother has always said, "Be true to yourself
Yeah.
and just be real, stay humble,"
Hmm.
which is kind of one of the things I live by is to keep being like that.
For sure.
I think a lot of people say, "Don't do what other people want you to do. Just do what you want to do."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, being authentic to yourself, and the people, of course, always flock to a more honest representative rather than someone who writes based on what people think that they want. And I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, that brings us to your latest release, which you've brought to us today, which is Bad Boys, which takes on a form of old school funk. What is that you love about this type of sound?
I think I've said with this song, it was the objective was to kind of bring live music, like as in real instrumentation, back to the forefront. There's just
Yeah.
something organic and just full of life in real instruments that, as much as I love the pop music and what's coming out now,
For sure.
I'm a big fan of that as well. But to me, probably because I've grown up working with real instruments for
Yeah.
my entire kind of music journey, that I just kind of felt this song needed it, and I've always loved the sound of kind of old school funk, that kind of Stevie Wonder, Prince kind
Mm.
of vibe.
Yeah, yeah. It's fantastic to hear. Obviously you feel real instruments a lot more than the artificially produced songs that you hear around as well. So to hear you bring this to the forefront is it was a great first listen, and I've obviously many listens after that too.
You.
And on the story front, it's on the story of a girl that always falls for the bad boys, of course. How do you hope people will be able to, relate to this story from your perspective?
It's quite actually funny because so a friend of mine I know who does this similar thing that falls for the
Yeah.
bad boys literally has asked, "Is it about? Did you write this about me?" Because they're aware that they're doing this. When it was actually it was written with a few people in mind
Yeah.
from even from my uni days when I was studying at Collards and a couple of other bits of like I did a cert two at TAFE here in Brisbane,
Sure.
and there's a couple of girls I've known that just fall for the bad boys,
Yeah.
so I mashed them all together into one song.
Yeah, it's fascinating when you can be able to take different pieces and I guess make a finished jigsaw piece. I guess that's what it is at the end of the day. Yeah, obviously, yeah. I think most people do know someone that is in that kind of style, and yeah, when people are questioning, "Is this about me?"
I've had that
You've
so
done
many
well.
times over the years with my songs.
Yeah, yeah.
I've had so many people like, "Oh, is this about me?" And sometimes it might be, and sometimes no, they're way off the mark.
Yeah, that's but yeah, of course you have quite. Feel like your music is because you mostly work on it yourself in all the different aspects. You have this form of artistic freedom, and how important is it to you to have this and shape the art that you create from it?
I think it's essential to have as much creative freedom as possible.
Yeah,
I do also like input as well from other musos
yeah,
because sometimes another musician might hear something I don't hear and it might
mm,
be better than what I originally thought.
yep,
Like even on this song because I had a lot so many session musos in the studio and they're coming up with ideas and some things were being changed from what I'd originally written. A couple of little bits and pieces changed to
yep,
create, as you said earlier, like this kind of jigsaw that comes together
yeah.
and that becomes complete in this full sound.
Yeah, no, it's great to hear. Yeah, obviously the authenticity that you're putting out, but yeah, of course, um, it's always good to rely on some people as well to bring it all together. And but yeah, obviously, one of your major traits in your music in general is your versatility of work. Do you feel like a personal drive to learn more and be able to play as many styles as you can?
Yes,
Mm,
absolutely. Because I've soaked up so many different genres. While I've
mm.
always classed myself as a pop artist,
Yeah.
but being a pop artist gives you the freedom to kind of say, oh, I can go into pop funk, like in this
Mm.
case, or pop country,
Yeah.
pop, got classical, but I probably never would go there. But as an example,
Mm.
or pop jazz, it's kind of endless, and I've soaked up so many genres between soaking myself in kind of like you said earlier, the old school funk sound.
Mm.
I was brought up on country music, so I have
Yeah.
that bit of country in kind of my musical brain,
Yeah. Yeah.
as it were. I've studied jazz, so I've got that. I've
Yeah.
listened. I have a love of like hip hop and rap and
Yeah.
all that kind of other stuff in between. Folk, singer songwriter.
Yeah. Of course, from that, there's also the fact that when you take one genre when you're writing a song about that, it does it. Um, are you able to make a more a depth in it from being able to take things from another genre that and put it into obviously the song you write in a specific genre?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've done that. I've done that quite a few times where I
Yeah.
will start off with something and then kind of infuse elements.
Yeah.
I have I have a song that it's not released and I don't know why, but in my head I can hear kind of fiddle on it. And
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
kind of sounds like it might go down like a country vibe if I go
Ah,
and
yeah.
record it in the studio. So
Well, that will be a fun release to hear, I'm sure. Yeah, and obviously, country has always such a strong depth in storytell as well, but
Yeah.
which typically, pop, it does have its own stories, but it's stereotyped to be a lot less detailed. But do you think the country background has has made you more of a stronger songwriter for pop music, of course?
I would say yes, and I also think it's a good way of kind of mixing the two together.
Mm,
Even if it doesn't sound country, I would even class folk into this category.
mm,
Even if it's not sounding like that, but on a lyrical front, it's as descriptive and storytelling as a country or folk song, where it's
mm,
really in depth about the story over a pop track or a dance track.
mm.
I believe it can work.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's such a it's incredible what you can put together by infusing it all. Um, yeah, no, you also have a well-packed schedule across Brisbane with a mixture of private and public events. But
Yes.
obviously there's a threat at the moment, I guess, with the introduction of technologies like AI. Do you think there's a threat of live performances potentially being under pressure from that, or do you think they'll grow even stronger as people, demand actual live performances rather than AI
I think
generated?
on a performance level, actually, I think on both as as a recording
Mm,
artist as well as a full-time performer, I think you can't really beat live musicians.
mm, yeah,
I mean, I don't think AI can take away that.
mm,
I mean, I think the closest threat to live performers is probably DJs, but even
mm,
then, DJs can't do different arrangements of songs or give a song a different feel, whereas it's
yeah,
kind of straight from the record.
yeah,
As as an original artist, I've seen people online try to write songs with AI, and the results are just kind of not
not
great.
really.
I know that technology is probably going to evolve within the next 5 years,
Mm,
but I don't think you can be one, the experimentation that a lot of us flesh and blood humans do in the studio that just by a mere computer, or even like the storytelling lyrics, because at this point AI is kind of in a box where
mm,
it only like has like similar rhyming schemes and just
yeah,
really generic cheesy lyrics
yeah,
that
yeah.
I've seen online.
Yeah, yeah. It's obviously it only knows a fair amount that it's fed, but can't come up with anything that a human can think of with going outside the box of what the general rule is. So, of course, they'll never be able to keep up that creativity as well.
No.
And no, of course, yeah. After you've experienced, growing up with these mentors, you've become a mentor. You moved into it in being the teaching space, having shown your craft to aspiring musicians. What do you find the most rewarding to see from your students?
Well, when I was teaching,
Mm,
it was seeing the students who were like, "Oh, I don't think I can be able to do this,"
mm,
and after constantly encouraging them, "Yes, you can. We'll just work on it
yeah,
to get it there," and then I mean, eventually they do,
yeah,
and the joy that they finally got it,
yeah.
and they've overcome the obstacle that was blocking them, and so they've jumped to the next step,
Mm.
and that's what gave me joy when I was doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, love to hear, of course. What is some of your artists from, around Australia, and in particular, obviously, Brisbane or Meanjin, that you listen to regularly and are inspired by yourself with?
Ooh. I probably listen to a lot of like muso friends of mine's music. So
Mm,
few names I know that I've been listening to this year that have dropped stuff. There's a great country band by the name of Chloe Marks and the Mayhem.
Hmm.
They got some absolutely fantastic country songs
Yep.
out there. A good friend of mine who I think's actually been on Listen to Local, Natasha Rose.
Indeed, she has. Yes.
She's dropped a song a few months earlier,
Yep.
and I think she's got another one coming out too, which I've heard
Yeah.
in advance, and it's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to hear that. But yes,
Yeah,
Natasha's been a friend of the show, I guess you could call it, for a little while. So yeah.
yeah. I actually on the day she dropped Catastrophe, she was doing a show, and she asked me to come in and do keys for her, so I jumped on.
Yeah. Yeah. I
On
mean,
the quote unquote launch on the day of the launch of the song.
yeah. And that was at Eat Street with
Yeah,
where she
Easter. Yeah,
regularly performs as well. Yes.
yeah.
You've also got your more your mentors that you were growing up, but also your inspirations growing up. You mentioned Prince in the interview so far. What is it about Prince and the general vibe that he brings that you really connect with?
Versatility is probably a
Mm,
big thing. As Prince is an artist, his versatility to jump album from album being so different,
mm.
and I actually also class Billy Joel in this category as well,
Yeah, yeah,
because they able to jump from like one genre to the next. You have
mm,
albums like Purple Rain in
yeah,
1999, and they're so the big pop bangers
mm,
into the more psychedelic stuff of Around the World in a Day, or the
yeah,
more um, Italian Paris influenced under the Parade album.
mm,
I think the best example of this is on his Diamonds and Pearls album, where it jumps from kind of this. I think the opening track's a song called Thunder, and
yeah,
it's got this kind of more Arabic kind of vibe going into like a full up pop banger into like a jazz song, and then into like a song made for the club,
yeah, yeah,
and then an R&B song. So
yeah.
they're just jumping on it, and it just flows. So his versatility in genres is a big thing. Just the vibe and the groove of a lot of the music as well.
Mm,
And he was an artist that was very much very full of morals and ethics, and wanted to stand up for musicians' rights. And in a time where a lot of musicians are not getting paid a whole lot in the streaming world, he was a very big advocate for that. And I think there should be a lot more people out there, and there are some talking about the streaming situation where artists aren't making a whole lot of money from it.
mm. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Spotify pays like 0.003 per stream, and only if you have
Yes.
over 1,000 streams minimum as well. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it,
I've heard Tidal and Apple Music pay a little bit more, so
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's such a dilemma for an artist like yourself. You obviously want your music out there as many places as possible, but yeah, at the same time, obviously you don't get the fair treatment that you personally
yeah,
deserve. Yeah.
it's a really
But
kind of tricky situation at the moment.
mm, but if people were to be, looking around for your music, including Bad Boys, which you obviously recently released, where would they be looking for your work in general?
For the original music, you'd find it on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, whatever other streaming platforms people use. I know some people like using the little niche ones
Yeah,
as well. Um, I think people have asked me for where is it on YouTube, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube as well. I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know if I get paid for that, but it's on there. It's on there too. Um, and for anything else, I've got my social media pages, all under Chandler J Music, and on Facebook, Instagram. I have a website that's www.chandlerjmusic.com, which has got where you find where I'm playing for those in Brisbane.
yep.
So if anyone Brisbane watching this, come by, say hi.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've had many Queensland-based artists and performers across the series so far. So I hope that we have Brisbane-based audience to be able to check you out and your all your performances because yeah, you deserve to be recognised as much as any other artist, of course. So yeah, thank you so much for the chat today. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on, and yeah, go check Channel out on all the platforms that have been discussed today.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Adam. I really appreciate it. There's something there.
Mm.
So I got into piano lessons, and then
Something went
ooh,
wrong.
ooh,
Please try again.
Siri's playing
Hello,
up in the
Siri.
background.
Hello, Siri.
You're gonna probably have to edit that out.